Hi everyone, I'm Ray, and today I'm filming my Friday reads. And I'm going to talk about what books I'm planning to read this weekend and probably into next week. So, I'll just jump right into it. The book that I just picked up, actually just this morning, but I'm not very far in. I don't know if you could see. I'm like about a little over 20 pages in, is The Garden of Evening Mists by Tuan Eng. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that very well. And this has been on my TBR, and I got it a couple of weeks ago. And it's a book that takes place in Malaysia, and the author is from Southeast Asia, so it's kind of not something that I would normally, pick up at my bookstore, but I have heard good things about it, and I'm reading it for the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge. So yeah, I'm enjoying the writing so far, and I think that I will like the book a lot. I've heard good things about it. Okay, the next book I've also already been reading a little bit, and that's Middlemarch by George Eliot. And I have a really old edition here. Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll probably get a nicer one, just because, it's such a classic book, and I've been meaning to read it for so long. But I am about on page 264, and I'm reading this for Middlemarch Madness, and Rincey Reads is putting on this challenge, and I'll link all of that down below. And we're reading about, I want to say, like 3 chapters a day. So it's definitely a lot easier to read it, when I'm pacing myself, because when I got started, I mean, the writing was very, kind of dense, and really had to concentrate a lot and just, really focus on it. But now that I've gotten further into it, it's a lot easier to read, and I'm really starting to enjoy the characters and their story arcs, and so I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, it's a kind of dense book to just jump into. It does take some time, well, for me personally, to really start enjoying it and kind of like looking forward to continuing reading it. But I'm excited to get further with this one. So I will be reading that actually for the rest of August. I think the challenge, it takes about a month, I think. And I can't wait to read this. Alright, in the next 2 books, I'm not sure, how far I'm going to get this weekend and into next week. I might change my mind on what books I'm reading, because I don't usually keep very strict TBRs, because I change my mind a lot. But I have The Passage by Justin Cronin, and I'm also reading this for the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge, and I'm using this as a horror book, and I really don't know much about this. I mean, it's just like, sounds kind of like a dystopian novel, and I heard that it is a really successful series in that there are vampires involved. I mean, I've heard all kinds of, different things about it, and it's a pretty big book, but it sounds like something, that I'll be able to kind of fly through. So yeah, I'm excited to get into that, because if I enjoy it, I mean, I will pick up the other books in the series. And I don't really read horror that often. I mean, I have read like fantasy and vampire books and things like that in the past, but this one definitely sounds, a bit more, scary than I'm used to. So this should be interesting. Okay. And the last one I have here to get to is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, in this new edition, because I don't think I've ever owned a copy of it. I've seen the movie, and I think I've mentioned before that I'm one of those people that sees the movie and then I kind of forget that, oh yeah, I haven't actually read the book. So I really want to read the book, because I mean, with movie book adaptations, I usually find that I enjoy the books more because, you know, you just get more perspective into the characters. And I mean, Jane Austen is just, you know, a master. So I really want to get to this soon. Alright, so I think that was it for my Friday reads. Let me know what you're reading this weekend and maybe what you're planning to read next week. And if you've read any of these books and enjoyed them, you know, please let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye.